This is the Small Business Report, powered by PNC Bank. Your weekly access to all the tools you need to succeed. Stay tuned for expert advice from business owners, subject matter experts, and government agencies. Each week, you'll learn tips on how to start, grow, and finance your business. The Small Business Report is supported by the DC Small Business Development Center, a partnership program nationally accredited by the Association of America's SBCDs and funded in part by the U.S. Small Business Administration, Howard University, with Howard University serving as the network's headquarters. Stay tuned. Coming up next, your host, Carl Brown, State Executive Director of the District of Columbia Small Business Development Center.
Hi, this is Jermaine Johnson, Regional President for PNC Bank. At PNC, we believe that we play an important role in building strong, vibrant, more self-reliant communities. Our responsibility to help drive meaningful change has never felt more important than in this moment. Visit pnc.com/diversity to learn more. The PNC Financial Services Group, Inc., all rights reserved.
Hello, this is Carl Brown, host of the Small Business Report on SiriusXM Channel 141, HUR Voices. Every Thursday at noon, we bring you the stories of small business owners and subject matter experts that can help you start, grow, or sustain your business. Please be sure to tune in every Thursday at noon on SiriusXM Channel 141, HUR Voices to hear the Small Business Report.
Dealing with car repairs can feel like a lose-lose situation. The hassle, the headaches, the cost, it's just too much. That's why I called CarShield. They're helping me save time and money. It's a win-win. CarShield's administrators make everything super easy. They handle the paperwork and expensive payments so I don't have to. CarShield saves me thousands and I get to choose the mechanic to do the work. CarShield's administrators take care of the rest. Plans from CarShield even provide coast-to-coast roadside assistance, rental coverage, and trip reimbursement, all at no additional charge. CarShield has monthly coverage options to fit your budget, and they've helped over 1 million drivers. CarShield is a win-win. They help get me back on track when I'm in a pinch, and I'm not on the hook to pay thousands. Get coverage today and see why CarShield cars go farther. Visit carshield.com/report to save 10%. That's carshield.com/report. A deductible may apply.
Welcome to the Small Business Report here on SiriusXM Channel 141. This is your host, Carl Brown, and I love being on the radio with you guys. Hopefully, we are dropping some science for you so that you can improve your business, make some money, and make things happen for you, your family, and your community. And tonight, we're going to be talking about money and finance again, because it is so important, not just for the lifeblood of a small business, but for you to take care of you and your family. So tonight we're going to have Mr. Anthony Stewart on, and he is the CEO of Steward Financial Services, and he's going to be talking about financial income protection. I'd like to find out what that is. Debt elimination, we all want to know how that goes, and legacy creation. And you know I've been talking about legacy creation forever. So, and then on the bottom half of the show, we're going to have Melissa Forziat. And she is a marketing executive, small business owner with a lot of international, and I'm talking about global marketing business sense. And she's worked with some of the biggest companies out here. So you definitely want to stay tuned for that. And Melissa's been on the show before, so you've heard her talk about marketing, and she's going to be talking about, how you can improve the image of your business and get your name out there even more. So, hey, this is Carl Brown. I'm the Executive Director of the DC Small Business Development Center. You can come and see us at the DC Small Business Development Center at 202-806-1550.
When you need to reach, teach, or engage your target market to enhance your desired results, this is where entertainment meets education. The Holloway Media Group will help you create, distribute, and edit your multimedia productions. Let our experts provide talent development advice and assistance using media to improve productivity of your workforce. We'll develop a customized program to meet your unique needs. We have your media solutions. Visit hollowaymedia.com for more information.
Hey, Small Business Report listeners, are you a small or mid-sized business? Let bdpatoday.com help you leverage emerging technologies and digital innovations to transform your business.
bdpatoday.com will highlight your organization's innovations, solutions, and success stories. Let bdpatoday.com publish your branded videos, blogs, and photos to a national tech industry audience and assist with your awareness building campaign. With bdpatoday.com, you can network with qualified and certified tech professionals and get access to developers, gamers, hackers, and interns to join your team for short or long-term projects.
Visit bdpatoday.com for true digital transformation that will drive competitive advantage to your organization.
That's bdpatoday.com.
Tune in to the Skin Deep Show with host Sharon Morton as she engages your senses and examines the issues affecting Black skin and its treatment in every facet of life, from beauty, health, and wellness to social injustice and mass incarceration. It's a show designed to stimulate your mind, body, and soul. Don't miss it. The Skin Deep Show, every Friday at 5:30 p.m. and Sunday at 4:30 p.m. on SiriusXM Channel 141 HUR Voices.
Welcome back to the Small Business Report here on SiriusXM Channel 141 HUR Voices. And I am so happy to be here, and I got my man Anthony Stewart, CEO of Steward Financial Services. Welcome, Anthony. Welcome to the Small Business Report.
Good evening, Carl. How you doing?
I'm doing great, brother. It's good to see you. Good to hear from you. And
good to be seen.
Absolutely. The alternative ain't good. But
That's
hey,
right.
why don't you tell us what Steward Financial Services is, what you guys do, and then we'll dive into some questions and talk about finances.
Okay, good. I'd be happy to. Well, Steward Financial has been around for over 25 years. We partner with American Classic Agency, which is like our parent company. And our focus is this, income replacement. We want to make sure people that can replace their incomes. We are very big on debt elimination because we know debt is a major part of financial planning. And then we also are big on leaving a legacy. And we want to make sure that when the breadwinner passes away or becomes disabled, it doesn't really have to change the lifestyle of the people that's involved. So we are very, very big on that. And we have a very unique approach to it. And it's been working. And we just want to get it out in our communities.
Well, I've seen, I've been to your office, number one, and I've seen all these big eagle statues all over the place. What is that all about?
Well,
they're
what
not
we do is not
statues,
easy.
they're trophies. I don't want to mislead people. These are not statues just making the office look good. These are all trophies. I seen you holding some in pictures too. So what's that all about?
It ain't about Anthony Stewart. It's all about the people that we serve. What we do is not easy. Whenever you start talking about money and finances and all that, it's not easy. But we are very passionate about it. And we try to keep our message simple and try to keep it consistent. And I don't really deviate from a lot of other stuff. This is what I do. This is what I'm known for. And I just believe if you're doing the right thing for the right people and they can understand it, they'll tell other people. So that's what all the recognition is about, is hitting different milestones. And, the company wants to recognize you for this and that. And, that's what it's all about.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's like winning the Super Bowl, man. You ain't training every day just to be out there. You want to win something. So, yeah.
That's right.
And that's
got to be
important.
better than average and ordinary.
There you go. There you go. That's why you on the Small Business Report, bro, because
Yeah, I
you could bring
appreciate it, man.
a lot to the table. So let's talk about, what the folks need to do when they are ready to get their finances together. And I don't know many people that are ready to do that. They say they are, but what do they need to do to really get it together?
Well, I think as the first thing they need to do is really be serious about doing it. It's one thing to give lip service about doing it, but it's another thing to go home and put pen to paper and say, this is where my money's going. It's going on these things. And our job is to step in and say, how can we stop you from losing money unknowingly and unnecessarily? So a person has to commit, and that starts with the heart, not just verbally saying it. You got to commit to doing it, and you got to spend the time to do it. And a lot of our folks are not doing that. We're spending more time taking vacations than we are financial planning. Until we change that, we're always going to be left behind.
Yeah, and let me tell you, one banker told me that, she knows for certain that people would rather stand on the corner of First and Main naked than to show her their financial portfolio.
Yeah. I never thought that I would believe that. But when I first got started 20-some years ago, I used to hear people say, middle America spends more time planning a 2-week vacation than to do financial planning. And I'm thinking all these years it's going to get better. And it has gotten better in certain areas, but we still have a lot of work to do.
Yeah, I know you wrote a book, Middle America, a while back. Why don't you talk about that?
Yeah, Saving Middle America, Securing Financial Dreams. I was blessed to be a co-author of that book. And we talk a lot about just basic stuff, just planning and making the time to plan. And we also talk about it from a biblical perspective, about planning and trying to stay away from get-rich schemes. And it's about planning long-term. But we got to make time to do so. And I know everybody works, everybody's tired, but we find time to post on Facebook. We find time to do all these other things. So we got to make the financial piece just as important or more important than everything else. And until we do that, we're always going to be left behind.
I've been talking about this moving away from lifestyle businesses to legacy building businesses. Mm-hmm. And some people believe they have this small definition of a legacy business that is something that you want to give your children or whatever. And right. I keep telling them, no, that is not the only way to handle a legacy business. You can sell that business, and they go, what? I could sell the business with my name on it? Yeah, you could sell the business with your name on it because guess what? It has revenue coming in. It is a solid business, and that's right. what people want to buy, especially if you're getting older, 45, 50, 55 years old. You starting a business is, in my opinion, not the greatest thing to do, but to buy an existing revenue-producing business is what you really want to focus on.
That's right. And, and the thing of it is understanding what you're purchasing. Not right. just buying it just for profit, but at the end of the day, you got to like what you do.
Exactly.
And, I'm a big believer. If you don't like it, you can't put the energy and the time into it. You can't do it just for money.
No, you can't.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I know we need to make a living. I get that. But you can't do it just for money. There has to be something else.
So let's go through, I come to your office and walk me through the first day. What are we talking about? What do I need to bring so that we have a real conversation, not some surface, buzz talk that doesn't right. get us anywhere? How do we drill down? How do you help me get out of the bind that I'm in, that I don't even think I'm in?
First thing I would do, I would say, Carl, I need you to answer these 10 questions. 10, I would say, yeah, it's going to take you probably 30 minutes about where you are now, what keeps you up late at night, what are your goals, and you answer those 10 questions. Then from there, I'll go over 3 or 4 steps and say, here's how we help people. I even go over, hey, man, here's how I get compensated for helping you. I want you to have full disclosure. Then from there, I give you another confidential questionnaire. What are you currently doing now? And then from there, it's my job to say, okay, you're losing money in this area. You can redirect money in this area. And then from there, it's my job to say, hey, man, if you did this, we want to focus on what you want. It's not my job to tell you what you need. I want to know what Carl Brown wants. And my job is to help you get to what you want, not saying, Carl, here's what you need to do. Nobody wants to be told what you need to do, but I want to find out what you want and help you get there. And that's where it all begins.
Yeah, so I want to retire, say, at age, 60, 65, whatever.
Right.
And that, so then we can start having that discussion about how much I'm gonna need to save per week, per month, per year.
That's right. That's right. We want you to have your same current lifestyle than what you had when you're working.
Well,
I don't want you to have.
Oh yeah. Now I like that. Because I was just getting ready to say, wait.
I want you to be able to continue to play golf. I want you to be able to do these things, but we got to plan for it in the right way and the most tax efficient way. And that's the part that people aren't talking about is the tax piece.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's where we come in.
Because I was hearing that about maintaining that lifestyle, and then I was remembering I was listening on what they call that Clubhouse, and I was listening to this young lady talk about her 40 pairs of red bottom shoes in her closet that she has in the boxes, and those are not even the ones that she wears every day. And I said, whoa, that's delusional right there. That
right.
lifestyle is not going to be sustainable when you 65 years old.
That's right.
That's old.
Right. And it probably won't even be as important at that point.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I
mean? Please, if the richest guys in the world are wearing sneakers, the same jeans and T-shirts every day, why are you dressing up in red bottom shoes?
That's right. That's
and
right.
You ain't even got a
priorities are screwed up
of their money,
Right.
Yeah, that's where we are. Priorities, and I listen to, a lot of different people and economists, and they, you ever heard this guy, the guy that ran for president, Yang? He said that the black community is in dire straits financially. And
right.
That's why I'm like, ringing the bell. I'm bringing people like you on because, if they just hear from me week after week, they're going to tune it out. And they're going to cut the show off. They ain't going to listen no more because they say, well, this cat, man, all he talks about is, bad things and, dark days and all that. But believe me, if you don't have no money and you 65, 70 years old, it's a dark day. Terrible. It's a terrible lifestyle.
That's right.
And we got to do better. So look, man, we got 30 seconds. Why don't you tell them your website and everything to get in touch with you?
Okay. Yeah, I'm right here in Lanham, Maryland, right off of Greenbelt Road. My website is www.sfsinc.co. Not .com, .co. sfsinc.co. You can reach me at 301-794-4290. 301-794-4290. And just mention Carl Brown and I'll get back to you.
There you go. We'll be right back after these messages.
All right.
It's Madison, the Black Eagle.
This is Karen Hunter.
This is Clay King.
Al Sharpton.
Hey, it's Lauren Coates.
Hey, this is Godfrey. Sirius XM.
Urban View.
1, 2, 6.
Urban View is where Americans get to see what America is supposed to look like.
We are free to express our opinion as long as they're honest.
From sunup till sundown.
All are welcome, but be careful if you come in, because your life might be changed.
I'm super excited to be able to engage folks.
And that's what's happening right now. Urban View. Keep it real.
Channel 126.
Hello, this is Carl Brown, host of the Small Business Report on Sirius XM, channel 141, HUR Voices. Every Thursday at noon, we bring you the stories of small business owners and subject matter experts that can help you start, grow, or sustain your business. Please be sure to tune in every Thursday at noon on Sirius XM, channel 141, HUR Voices to hear the Small Business Report.
You know your body, and you know when something's off, when something doesn't feel quite right. Don't ignore symptoms like fatigue, joint pain, rashes, and fever. They could be signs of lupus. Listen to your body. Take care of yourself. We're here to help you take control of your health. Learn how at BeFierceTakeControl.org. Brought to you by the Lupus Foundation of America and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention.
Hi, this is Jermaine Johnson, Regional President for PNC Bank. At PNC, we believe that we play an important role in building strong, vibrant, more self-reliant communities. Our responsibility to help drive meaningful change has never felt more important than in this moment. Visit pnc.com/diversity to learn more. The PNC Financial Services Group, Inc., all rights reserved.
Welcome back to the Small Business Report here on Sirius XM, Channel 141, HUR Voices. And like I said, I got my man Anthony Stewart, CEO of Steward Financial Services in the house. And we're talking about money, folks. We're talking about money. How you can live the same kind of lifestyle that you have today in the future when you are retired and still able to live that lifestyle. That's very important. You know, I've seen people I saw on the news today, a guy and his son dumpster diving, and it broke my heart. My heart. So you talked about earlier, you talked about income replacement. I don't know the story of that brother that was dumpster diving, but I'm sure that he is not fully engaged in employment at this time. So can you talk about that income replacement?
Yeah, I think when a husband or wife or anybody that's a parent, one of the first things we got to do is think about, if I don't make it home from work tomorrow, the people that I care about, how they're going to live. Right. You know what I mean? We got to sit back and think about, I have a child that's this age and they need my income for a certain amount of years so that their goals can be met. And I got to think about, if I don't come home from work tomorrow, what vehicle or what can I do today to make sure that still happens? You see what I'm saying?
Oh,
so we got to sit back and think about that stuff and take action. A lot of people hear stuff, oh, man, this really sounds good, but a lot of times they don't act on it. You know what I mean? They know they need, let me give you a good example. They know they need more life insurance. They know that.
Yeah.
They got the money, but we're going to wait till tomorrow. And tomorrow never comes. You better off buying it 10 years too early than 1 minute too late. And in our communities, we don't like to talk about life insurance.
No, we know what we do.
We have to.
We do this crazy GoFundMe to bury people.
Right.
That's beyond bizarre to me.
And GoFundMe is only going to bury you. And we got to change our mindset to start thinking, well, I had to work for everything I got. My parents didn't leave me anything. We are better than that. We are more educated than what our parents and grandparents were. So we have to do better. We got to change our mindset. And that's where it all begins. Changing our mindset. What do we want? What do we want to leave behind when we pass away? We got to leave. Somebody's going to get it. Better my kids than somebody else's children I don't know.
That's right. That's right. So what are the proper steps in getting a person's financial house in order?
Well, if you think about it, in any house that's built, the house you live in, the first thing that went down was the foundation. They didn't build the roof. They didn't build the sidings first. They put the foundation down first. In financial planning, the foundation is life insurance. Okay. Because I'm only going to be 30 for 12 months. Right? My health will change overnight.
Yep.
So I got to do that first. Mm-hmm. But then I got to talk about getting some emergency money together. And then I can think about retirement planning. See, we go to a new job and the first thing they say is, Carl, you need to max out your 401k. That ain't how you build your financial house. You got to get your life insurance together first. Anybody's health could change overnight.
That's
You
right.
could have all the money in the world and can't buy it. And I know people, oh, life insurance. I'm just telling you what the wealthy people do. And not because they have the money, but because they understand the benefits of it. And that's where we got to get our people, understanding the benefits of it, not just what it is, but what it does.
Yeah, I mean that's wealth building
That's
long
right.
after you're gone.
That's right.
If you leave them, I mean, like I talked to an insurance broker, and he said that you want to leave your family at least 10 years of your income today for the future, plus
That's
some.
right. That's right.
You know,
that's right.
And and again, like you said, we ain't gonna be 30 forever.
That's right.
I thought I was, but nah.
Only for 12 months, man. I know you're a good guy, but you're only gonna be 30 for 12 months.
There you go. There you go. So what do you think is hindering middle America from moving forward and getting financially fit?
I think it begins with the mindset, number one. I think people think they have all day to do this. I think it's all beginning in their daily habits and how they view money. You know what I mean? I think debt has a lot to do with it. I think a lot of people would save more if they didn't have as much debt. That's why we started incorporating debt elimination into our daily practices. You'll save more if you don't have as much debt.
Oh, absolutely.
We got to remove the debt. You know what I mean?
Yep. So I just want to throw this out there. I was saying, because I've been watching Congress fighting over this, raising taxes, lowering taxes, all this stuff. And I said, well, look, if everybody paid 10 to 20%, everybody, the billionaire, trillionaire guys and everybody else paid the 10 to 20% flat tax, everybody would do better. But they don't want, but right now it's like, let the rich guys keep all their money and tax the heck out of the middle class and get a low income folks a break. Well, that ain't working. We know that's not working.
Right.
But, so what do our young people need to do financially to take care of themselves?
Well, young people, they move around a little bit more than we do, Carl. I mean, we're at the point where you get a job, you're gonna stay there, you're gonna retire. They move around a little bit more. So what they got to do is pretty much, I call it a yo-yo planning. You're on your own. You know what I mean? Okay. That's what YO stands for. You got to plan your own retirement. Don't rely on any employer. And we got to do it in the tax efficient way possible. We got to start planning where, okay, if I save this mountain of money, how much of it is actually mine versus sharing it with Uncle Sam? And that's what we got to start teaching our young people and start thinking long term when you're 24. You're going to be 54 before you know it. So if you got $1 million, how much of it is yours if I'm putting it through my tax qualified plan at work versus doing something else? So that's what the young people have to do, is really start planning earlier and start being consistent with their contributions.
Yeah, and we also got to change tax policies too. Because I'm taxed on the money and then I'm taxed on it again when I'm spending it out of my 401k. That to me is crazy. I already paid tax on that money.
Right.
Not have to pay tax on that again. But how has debt played a part in the financial arena? Because we know it's killing us.
Debt, right now we started this, what we call the HBCU task force. And we are going to colleges and universities, letting these students know you don't have to take this debt to the grave with you. There's a way that you can get out of debt using other people's money, but somebody has to teach you that.
Right.
As a matter of fact, we have a seminar set up at Howard on September the 29th. That's the first one. And we just really put this together about 6 months ago. And our goal is to get on every HBCU campus. People say, why are you folks on HBCU? We need to start at home first.
That's right.
You know what I mean? We need to start at home first.
Let's be selfish.
I'm trying to get down to Bowie and teach our youngsters that you don't have to carry this debt to your grave. And you can save more if you don't have as much debt.
Well, look, give me your website again, because, this program will be in 2 or 3 times. So
It's www.sfsinc.co. That stands for Stewart Financial Services, inc.co. And then, or you could give us a call at 301-794-4290. We're right here. Been here for over 25 years, and we're just looking to serve our community in the best tax efficient way possible.
Yep. And let's talk about life insurance in the last minute we got.
Okay. Man, life insurance is a cornerstone. People, if you understand it, people want to buy as much as they can. And I mean, in particular, permanent life insurance because of the tax benefits that Congress put in place. And that's why the wealthy people pay less tax than middle class.
Right.
That's where they save their money so they could go into it without asking anybody, and they could do it all on a tax favorite way. So that's why life insurance is a cornerstone. Don't look at it as just, here's what someone's going to get when I die. Yeah, they're going to get something when you die. But
you want to leave them something.
Oh, yeah. It's a tax shelter. And that's why the wealthy people put so much money into it. Again, not because they can afford it, but it's at the end of the day, it's all about where can I put money where at the end, when it's time for me to, not even at the end, but when I need it, I don't have to pay Uncle Sam to get it.
There you go. Well, look, Anthony,
life insurance.
Thank you for being on the show.
Man, thanks for having me, man. I see you in my morning while I'm doing my walk.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, this is Carl Brown, your host. And this show, the Small Business Report, is powered by PNC Bank. Banking services, bank checking, bank savings, bank lending. And you can get it on mobile and on your online. So PNC Bank. This is Carl Brown. We'll be right back after these messages.
Dealing with car repairs can feel like a lose-lose situation. The hassle, the headaches, the cost, it's just too much. That's why I called CarShield. They're helping me save time and money. It's a win-win. CarShield's administrators make everything super easy. They handle the paperwork and expensive payments so I don't have to. CarShield saves me thousands, and I get to choose the mechanic to do the work. CarShield's administrators take care of the rest. Plans from CarShield even provide coast-to-coast roadside assistance, rental coverage, and trip reimbursement, all at no additional charge. CarShield has monthly coverage options to fit your budget, and they've helped over 1 million drivers. CarShield is a win-win. They help get me back on track when I'm in a pinch, and I'm not on the hook to pay thousands. Get coverage today and see why CarShield cars go farther. Visit carshield.com/report to save 10%. That's carshield.com/report. A deductible may apply.
Every 14 seconds, someone, somewhere, learns they have breast cancer, the most commonly diagnosed cancer worldwide. The Breast Cancer Research Foundation unites the best minds in science. A global team collaborating across disciplines and pursuing their boldest ideas. The scientists we support have been involved in every major breakthrough in breast cancer research. Our progress can be measured in millions of survivors. By investing in every aspect of breast cancer research, we're deepening our understanding of how cancer begins and why it sometimes spreads. Only with your help can we maintain our progress. Only by saving research now can we save lives tomorrow.
Welcome back to the Small Business Report here on Sirius XM, channel 141, powered by PNC Bank. They got everything for you, folks. Bank checking, bank credit cards or business credit cards, merchant services, business lending, business savings, and you could do it online or you could do it with your phone. Either way, PNC Bank. So, hey, I told you we were going to have Melissa Forziat on, and she is here, and she is a marketing extraordinaire. And so without further ado, Melissa, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. It sounds like my reputation precedes me.
Oh, absolutely. You are the bomb. You are the bomb. So, yeah, so what is something that you want business owners to understand about marketing?
I think first things first, you have to do it. I know so many business owners, they put it on the back burner. It seems like there are other things that they have to do that are more important or more pressing, or, you have to pay rent, you have to pay employees, there are all these things you feel like you have to do, and marketing feels as though it's lower on the list. But here's the thing, marketing is tied to sales. So if you want to make money in your business, if you don't want it to be just a hobby, if you want to be able to pay for that rent and pay for those employees and all those things that seem like high priorities, people have to know you exist. They have to know your business exists so that they can buy what you sell. And it really comes down to that. So I know a lot of business owners are reluctant to make it, first thing on their list to do, but we have to do it if we want to make money.
Well, let me tell you, we work with a lot of small businesses at the DC Small Business Development Center. And I can almost count on one hand out of thousands of businesses we're working with, the number that have a budget for marketing. Why is that? I mean, yeah, I understand you want to make the donuts or whatever you're doing, but if you're not out here marketing, no one is going to know about you. So why do people not put money in their budget?
Well, I'm gonna put a spin on this. I mean, I know that it's frustrating, but it's also reality for a lot of the clients that we work with, a lot of the clients that the SBDC works with, well, certainly a lot of the ones that I work with. So, the reality to me is that marketing costs something. It's going to cost money, or it might cost time. Could cost a combination of the two. I find a lot of times when people are starting out in business and they're really on a tight budget, they'll usually spend more time than money. And hopefully at some point that ratio shifts, because you've got the clients coming in, you've got the customers, you don't want to spend the time anymore. So you maybe have a little more money to throw at it, and your options shift over time, but you can get creative. So I think for people who are reluctant about marketing because they feel like they don't have whatever they think they need to spend, still find a way to tell people about what you do, and hopefully your budget will grow over time.
So, okay, so yeah, what about any free ways to, if you're just starting out, is there any way you can market your business on like a zero budget?
Yeah, there are definitely options for that if you get creative. I would say, for example, anything where you're really tapping into your personal network to start. The people that you know should know what you do. Even if it's Happy Thanksgiving, here's what I'm thankful for. What are you thankful for? If it's Happy Holidays, it's we're getting into a time of year that is an excellent time of year in terms of holiday marketing, in terms of, any seasonal marketing of any nature. When you get into New Year's, when you get into mid-year, people are doing things all year long with telling people what they do. And I find that, if you just inform people who and then when you've done that, when everybody knows what you do, go a little further beyond that, reach out to other local businesses that have a similar audience, or maybe have a service tie-in to what you do, and tell them what you're up to. See if they want to collaborate with you, see if they want to support you and you support them back, just in referring each other. You can do that all year long. And that's something that you can start at any time. And, why not have other people in your community form a little alliance with you so that you can reach more customers?
Absolutely. I mean, I look at, we have this thing called Green Door. I think it is something that it's a local list service that we get all kind of information about people's, I lost my dog, or, I found a dog on there one time, and, now I'm starting to see people list their businesses. Oh, by the way, I'm a tailor. Oh, by the way, I run this supermarket over here. All of these are local folks in the community. So, and it's free. So I think that's a good start as well.
I think it's a great way to go. And I will point out as well, we're talking about free, but actually I can think of an example where somebody made money for marketing. I had a client who was a real estate agent, but he actually got a lot of his high-end clients by bartending at a swanky hotel, swanky downtown hotel. So he was getting paid, and his target market would walk straight to him, and, they'd get, he'd serve them a little bit of alcohol, and suddenly they were having a conversation that, ended up in some cases becoming a lead. And, so if you get a little creative and you really examine your surroundings, sometimes you can find an option that is within your means or beyond it.
Oh, absolutely. I love that. I love that example because I know bartenders, they say sometimes I feel like a psychologist because I'm listening to people and their problems, But is there a rule of thumb on how much to budget for marketing? I mean, when you're starting out, what are you going to have?
Yeah, I think I'm a big believer in being realistic. What do you actually, because I find that if I'm working with a client and I'm not being realistic with them and I'm get aspirational with them, sometimes they just end up not doing it or burning out. So, you'll sometimes see rules of thumb like 10% or 15 or 20% of your budget, of your revenue, allocate to marketing. Sometimes you'll see those numbers, but if that's not going to be realistic for you, if you really are working with all the way down to $0, it's really about finding what methods are available to you within that budget and doing them consistently, not just once. Not just, I wrote a blog today and it wasn't that great, I'm going to pat myself on the back, but what are you actually going to do consistently? Or do you have $5, $10 a month where you can go to a really high-powered networking event virtually or in person or whatever your situation is? What kind of options are there available to you within the budget that you have? Not necessarily, feeling hemmed in by what you think you should be doing for marketing, but just really chasing your target market is, and then looking at the budget remaining.
So how do you determine your target market?
Ooh, this is a good question. I actually want to slightly reframe the grammar there. Target markets is how I like to think of it, because most of us have more than one. And a lot of times you've got these nuances. So, you look at what you offer and it's like, let me examine all the kinds of people out there that would actually want it. If you happen to have clients already, that's an easier way to do it.
Oh, she
froze
up.
You can think about your best clients, and you can also poll the audience and potentially find more people, more of their interests and more of what they need. So, those are a couple things you can do if you've got an audience. But if not, go down some rabbit holes on the internet, look at other companies doing similar things, see who they're following, see who's following them, see what conversations they're having. And as you start to do that, you'll really get a better sense of the profile of your audience.
So why don't you give the audience your info so they can reach out to you?
Oh, absolutely. I am at melissaforziatevents.com. That last name is Forziat. So melissaforziatevents.com. And once you're there, there is so much information. I have loaded up my website with free information. So if you are looking for knowledge about marketing, you will find it there. I promise you that. And also, if you haven't found enough with my blogs, because I've got plenty of those, I also have a free ebook called Small Business Marketing on a Budget. It's really in depth. It goes through 10 different types of marketing you can do on some budget. It kind of helps escalate as the chapters go on. So hopefully between those things, you get some ideas.
Absolutely. I've been on there and there's a ton of information, good information. And a free ebook, who doesn't want that? So please go to Melissa's website, download the ebook if you don't do anything else. So at least you can find something to do with marketing, because if no one knows you exist, no one is going to buy your stuff, period. So I hear marketers talking about where you have to market your business, and what do you think, and where do you have to be?
I think a lot of that has to do with where is your brand best represented, and where are you most comfortable as a marketer? So for some people, they're really good in a crowd. And for some people, they're really good, they're introverted and they want to have deep one-on-one conversations. So I think you look for the places that let you do those things. I know some people who do networking events. I do a lot of speaking engagements myself. Some people prefer building relationships on social media or building relationships with other businesses. So I think look for your strengths and lean into that, because there's no one way to market your business. So you don't have to be forced to do something that makes you uncomfortable. If you're in a place where your business comes across well and you feel comfortable to tell people about your business, chances are you're going to be more effective with it over time and do it more consistently.
Okay, well, look, we're going to be right back after these messages. You're listening to the Small Business Report here on Sirius XM, channel 141, HUR Voices, powered by PNC Bank. We'll be right back.
Get your classic soul and Motown in Soul Town. For the Detroit sound of Aretha. To the Memphis soul of Al. Let's stay together. Or the funk of James. Wow, I feel good. And the hallway harmony of the Supremes. Make sure you stop in Soul Town, Channel 49.
Hi, this is Jermaine Johnson, Regional President for PNC Bank. At PNC, we believe that we play an important role in building strong, vibrant, more self-reliant communities. Our responsibility to help drive meaningful change has never felt more important than in this moment. Visit pnc.com/diversity to learn more. The PNC Financial Services Group, Inc., all rights reserved.
Dealing with car repairs can feel like a lose-lose situation. The hassle, the headaches, the cost, it's just too much. That's why I called CarShield. They're helping me save time and money. It's a win-win. CarShield's administrators make everything super easy. They handle the paperwork and expensive payments so I don't have to. CarShield saves me thousands and I get to choose the mechanic to do the work. CarShield's administrators take care of the rest. Plans from CarShield even provide coast-to-coast roadside assistance, rental coverage, and trip reimbursement, all at no additional charge. CarShield has monthly coverage options to fit your budget, and they've helped over 1 million drivers. CarShield is a win-win. They help get me back on track when I'm in a pinch, and I'm not on the hook to pay thousands. Get coverage today and see why CarShield cars go farther. Visit carshield.com/report to save 10%. That's carshield.com/report. A deductible may apply.
Welcome back to the Small Business Report here on Sirius XM channel 141. We have Melissa Forziat out of California. She is a marketing extraordinaire, former gymnast. Wow. We got her on talking about marketing. And I just want to say, it's a pleasure having you back on the show. And you've done some classes for the America's Small Business Development Center. Tell us about that.
That's been a great relationship. The Americas, well, first of all, the Americas SBDC, there are, offices or centers in every state and more, outside of the U.S. And right. I've been fortunate that I've been able to speak at the national conferences for quite a few years now. And but I've also been able to go directly and work with the centers, in some cases with the clients directly, and in a lot of cases just doing speaking engagements. And what an interesting opportunity that's been, because from state to state, everybody does it a little differently. The businesses have slightly different interests and questions that they want to ask. So this has been a really unique opportunity for my own business to get to know my audience very well and to understand what small businesses really need so that I'm giving them that information and not something that I think is good marketing advice.
Oh, yeah. Well, that always makes a difference. Anthony Stewart was on before. You says, I want to hear from you, the customer. I don't want to tell you what you need. You tell me what you need, and then we'll find a way to get it. So I like that. I like that approach. But that's interesting that you say that the small businesses vary from state to state on their approach. What do you think contributes to that?
I mean, it's just a little bit. Obviously, there are certain things about business that are true anywhere that you go. There are certain requirements that are true anywhere you go. But I often find, and sometimes it's more about whether I'm in a city or a rural area. Sometimes the makeup of the group has a lot to do with it. I do remember, for example, there was a time that I did a series of speaking engagements in Hawaii. And that was a really interesting state from a business standpoint. And across, I don't know, I must have done 6 presentations in 2 weeks. And at multiple presentations, I got a question that I've never been asked before about how do you keep up the brand or transition a brand when a business is changing hands? This is not a question I had ever been asked before. And I got it. If I got it once, I got it 3 or 4 times in a period of 2 weeks. And I thought, what is happening in this state? And this would happen anywhere. This will happen in DC. This will happen in California, where people will have a certain thing that's on their mind that may have to do with political reasons, cultural reasons, anything. And you just kind of have to listen to that and understand, why is somebody asking me this? This is what matters in this place right now. And that's where your advice has to go. It's you have to be helpful, not just giving the advice you think works.
Well, that's an interesting question, though, because I'm doing a study right now on, baby boomers buying, retiring baby boomers' businesses. And say I buy, say, for instance, Anthony Stewart's financial services, but I'm Carl Brown. I'm not Anthony Stewart. Anthony Stewart retired. So I took over. Should I change the name right away? I was thinking maybe I should keep the name Anthony Stewart because the customers are already familiar with that brand. And if I flip it, they might go, whoa, I don't want to be associated with him. I don't know him, I know Anthony, So how does that work out?
Yeah, I think this is a great example. And to me, this is getting back to that root of what is your audience thinking? And this is something we should be thinking about, by the way, at every stage of marketing a business. Mm-hmm. And it becomes especially important when you're transitioning in this way. But I would try to get a finger on the pulse of what your audience actually feels about this transition. Are they really nostalgic for the old ownership? Is that something that they're going to resist you coming into this position, or are they going to be thankful for it? Do they want to see the business change hands in some way? So understanding their vibe is going to be critical to creating a plan, because you need to know how much resistance you're going to encounter or how much support you'll have. And in addition to that, I'm also a big believer in trying to find an influencer or two from the inside of your community. Give them a heads up and get them to be on the ground supporting you and speaking the good word about what you're trying to do. And, that way it's not just coming from your own mouth, but you've really got an advocate that people are listening to inside your community from the beginning. I think more specifically after that, it really does relate back to what the overall vibe of the group is. But those are a couple things that I would look at right away before you make a big plan on how you're going to tackle it.
Yeah, because in New York, when I was growing up, and you're a New Yorker too, so you might they were going to change the name of a theater. And it wasn't one of the Broadway theaters, it was a movie theater. And they were, they had done this renovation. They were going to change the name. And then the community came out and said, no way, you better keep that name. And they kept the name because people were nostalgic about that name, and they had so many wonderful experiences in that movie theater that there was no way they were going to change the name.
And it's important to know that, right? Because the answer to that question could have gone either way. And your plan is going to either succeed or fail based on whether you're listening to your audience. So, and these are really specific examples around rebranding and changing hands, but this is still true of every phase of marketing. If you're marketing something that your audience doesn't want from you, they're not going to buy what you want to sell.
Right.
So you really have to think about how you're going to position what you're putting out there. And hopefully it's going to be aligned with the market you have, or you are ready to acknowledge that you want a brand new market and that you're really shifting everything for the business, which is a hard road to travel.
Believe me, I was on the History Channel on the show called The Food That Built America. And they were talking about Coke and Pepsi. And remember Coke did that whole new formula thing? And no one was buying it. It was like
there have been a few big companies that have that haven't guessed right. You know, they missed the memo and they made a big change, and then they changed back really quickly because the audience said nope.
You know,
oh my goodness.
The public said, no way, buddy. I'm not buying those cookies, or in that case, I'm not buying that Coke. So
nothing gets a bunch of executives to change their mind faster than that reaction.
Yeah, when they lose money, you know. So how often do you need to get in front of a lead before they might become a customer?
Oh, this is a good question. It's probably more than once. It's probably a bunch of times. Now, there is such a thing as the rule of 7. It's a general sales principle. So they're saying, it takes at least 7 touches to turn a lead into a sale. You may find that number is different for your business or different for different parts of your business. For me, I have a really slow burn with a lot of people. When I meet them, it could be years before they're ready to work with me, where they're really ready to get out of the do-it-yourself phase. So I am in for that long haul. For other people, if you get a toothache, you're going to look for a dentist really, really quickly,
right?
Because you need that problem solved. But people generally look for quicker decisions. They're going to look for a lot of backup before they make that decision, or they're going to look for good referrals. So you want to make sure you planted as many touch points out there as you can so they can get them quickly in that case. But I guess one thing I do want to say is for the people who send out the one email pitch and they're like, I haven't heard back yet. I don't know if they're interested. Email again. Contact another person another time. It's like, it's not enough just to get in front of somebody once.
No,
you have to stay in front of people, and you don't have to be overbearing about it. But
we got a little over a minute. I want to ask this question. Is there a way you recommend to stay in front of your audience?
Yeah, I think if you know that there's going to be a volume in your audience and you can't do one-to-one outreach, I would say something like a newsletter or something that's going to allow you to just continue to land in their inbox or stay in front of them as a group where it will be doable for you to reach everybody at once. That kind of tool has been really powerful in my business because sometimes people just need a little time before they're ready to buy the thing that you sell. But when they're ready, are they still thinking of you, or are they just doing a random search to see what comes up? So you want to be the answer to their question when they are ready for that answer. And, having a way that you're just staying in front of them, keeping it warm. That is something I would build into a marketing plan. That way, when people are ready, they just move ahead.
And they move ahead with you. Mm-hmm. So give me your website one more time before we get out of here.
Absolutely. It's melissaforziatevents.com. I know I've got a fancy last name, so it's Forziat, melissaforziatevents.com. And there's so much information there. Go check it out. I'd love for you to see all the marketing knowledge that I've put there.
Well, Melissa, it's been fun again. Love having you on the show. Folks, we'll be back next week with vital information that would help you grow your business. This is the Small Business Report here on Sirius XM Channel 141.
You've been listening to the Small Business Report powered by PNC Bank, your weekly access to all the tools you need to succeed, with your host, Carl Brown, State Executive Director of the District of Columbia Small Business Development Center. Stay tuned to HUR Voices, Sirius XM Channel 141, every Tuesday and Thursdays at 12 noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. and Fridays at 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. Pacific for expert advice from business owners, subject matter experts, and government agencies. Each week, you'll learn tips on how to start, grow, and finance your business. The Small Business Report is supported by the DC Small Business Development Center, a partnership program nationally accredited by the Association of America's SBDCs, and funded by the U.S. Small Business Administration, Howard University, with Howard University serving as the network's headquarters. The Small Business Report on HUR Voices, Sirius XM Channel 141.